All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my grant proposal presentation. My name is Victoria DeSano, and I'm here to talk about the effects the medication Rasagiline has on Parkinson's disease. Hopefully, throughout this presentation, I'm able to answer any questions and hopefully get you on board with my grant proposal. Now, to start, what is Parkinson's disease? Well, Parkinson's disease is actually the second most common neurodegenerative disease, where it's defined basically as the loss of dopamine within the brain. Now, what is dopamine? Well, dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter that is in your brain that sends signals to the rest of your body to help you with physical movement, memory, and other functions. Now, this helps you with doing daily tasks like walking, talking, being able to stand up straight. Now, unfortunately, a person with Parkinson's disease wouldn't be able to do those daily tasks. They develop this enzyme that destroys these dopamine neurons and hurts any chance of being able to walk properly or talk properly. And they wouldn't be able to stand up straight properly either. you know. And the downside of being diagnosed with Parkinson's is that this disease has already progressed significantly by the time you are diagnosed. It is hard to be able to track from the first damaged set of cells to the first set of symptoms a person with Parkinson's develops. And usually people with Parkinson's have already had it for a period of time. Now, people with Parkinson's also have, symptoms that like tremors and moving at a slow pace. They have a loss of balance and stiffening, muscles and joints, along with, a lack of proper speech. And unfortunately, there is no cure for this disease yet. None have been found. There are only treatments that could help, but not completely get rid of this disease. But with the treatments that are out there, one of them being Rasagiline. Rasagiline is a type of medication treatment that doctors give to their patients with Parkinson's to help them better improve with, the tremors, the stiff muscles and movements, and other symptoms that they might have. Rasagiline is known as a monoamine oxidase inhibitor. So when a person with Parkinson's takes Rasagiline, these little inhibitors go to your brain and destroy these enzymes that are hurting your dopamine cells. So once you take this medication, you'll be able to increase your dopamine levels. Now, this is so important to be able to do daily tasks in your life, being able to get up in the morning, go for a walk, and then going in your kitchen to get a bowl, to reach for that bowl to get for your cereal or oatmeal. Simple daily tasks they'd be able to do when they take this medication. Now, why are these topics so important? Research on medication is absolutely necessary when it helps a disease. It's research on, these medications to help improve, diseases and get these positive results to hopefully one day find a cure. Researchers did find all these positive results where, they improve different types of stiffening muscles and move in your body. They are able to improve their speech. Hayner and his colleagues, studied the Rasagiline and found benefits of improving unpleasant body odor. And Brusa and other scientists were able to see that it helped with bladder control. So there are many positive results to this medication. Now, my hypothesis listed here is increasing the dosage of Rasagiline would have a more successful effect on people who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. With all of the research that I have found, many of them have only tested Rasagiline with other medications and at low levels. They're given such a low level that does help improve, but what if we increase that dosage? What if we gave Rasagiline on its own? Would it be able to, completely help a person with Parkinson's live their lives more to the fullest? Would they, do they really need, 10 types of medications, or could they just take this one medication? Would a higher dosage help that person be able to do more tasks that they were limited to? I want to see what is possible. So the question, how can this be done? How can we see if increasing the dosage does help people with Parkinson's? Well, by performing an experiment, having this experiment to test and see if this medication does work at higher dosages. And, one experiment that I wanted to do was a clinical trial. This is the type of quantitative research where I want to see and test people who are diagnosed at a young age with early onset Parkinson's. Parkinson's has only a life expectancy of only up to 20 years, and people diagnosed at a young age with early onset don't have much life to live, and especially live it in pain and suffering, unable to live life to the fullest. So I want to do this clinical trial to see if that is possible. So I would go to survey doctors' offices and hope volunteers would want to do this experiment. I would look for people between the ages of 40 and 50 years old who are diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's to try out and see if Rasagiline would benefit them. A total of 60 people would be needed for this experiment, and those 60 people would be divided into 4 groups. 15 people between 40 and 45 years of age, 15 people between 46 and 50. Those 2 groups would receive 1 milligram of Rasagiline, while the other 2 groups, one group being 15 people between the ages of 40 and 45, and another group of 15 people between the ages of 46 and 50, would receive 2 milligrams of Rasagiline. Now, these medications for each group would be taken daily to see, does the 1 milligram benefit or enough, or does the 2 milligrams give more benefits and positive results? I want to see if this medication at a higher dosage is more beneficial for people that are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, especially those with early onset Parkinson's. Now, this would happen over a period of 6 months to see how much it can improve a person with Parkinson's. And to see and get these results, they would be evaluated every 2 weeks. Now, who would evaluate them? Well, doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists, even speech therapists would evaluate each person individually and collect their data, collect their results to see if 1 milligram Rasagiline is enough, or does 2 milligrams, a higher dosage of the medication Rasagiline, benefit more for people with Parkinson's? Now, with an experiment, you need a budget. This budget, of course, entails a huge amount of money. The budget for this experiment that would hopefully be conducted would need over $6.3 million. Now, yes, that is a lot of money. However, every experiment, you want to ensure that you want to have the best possible equipment, people, places, and items needed to get the best results possible. You want the proper doctors, physicians, physical therapists, occupational therapists, nurses, lab technicians, speech therapists to be able to, with lots of experience, to give these proper evaluations using the proper machines like the MEG machines, to test and see properly what is needed to get these proper and accurate results. Gloves, lab coats, um, laptops to be able to collect this data and to create charts, to be able to see, the increase and benefits that this has, along with having the proper facility and, the proper electric and water, and gas to be able to ensure the health and safety of every person in this experiment, whether they're working or volunteering. It is so important to have the best, people, personnel, equipment, materials, and space provided to ensure the best results. Invest for success. Now, the biggest question here, why? Why test Rasagiline? Why on people with early onset Parkinson's, and why, this type of clinical trial where you test the different dosages? There's always a why to a situation. Well, here's why. It helps further research. It helps so much in the future for other researchers trying to get a better explanation and further their understanding on this type of medication. You know, hopefully, as more research over the next few years happens, hopefully this, you know, grant proposal can help for a future research to be done to help save the lives of those with Parkinson's disease and to help improve their life expectancy. Again, a person, when they're diagnosed with Parkinson's, has a maximum life expectancy of 20 years. And that might sound like a lot, but when you're diagnosed with early onset at the age of 40, you would only have up to possibly an extra 20 years, up to 60 years of age to live your life to the fullest possible. But unfortunately, you'd also be living that life in pain with stiff muscles, limited with your speech, and not being able to properly walk or talk. So studying this medication, doing all this research to hopefully hope for a cure one day, that this could inspire a future researcher to find the right dosage and medication treatment to help cure a person with Parkinson's disease. Now, I appreciate everyone listening to this grant proposal presentation. These references just highlight some of the few researchers who have helped me further my research and understanding on this topic. People with Parkinson's, suffer every day with this disease and aren't able to live their lives to the fullest. They aren't able to be able to do the things that we can take for granted. I was able to get up in the morning. I was able, to walk to my kitchen, to be able to make myself breakfast, to go on that walk in the morning, to go to work, to come home, to give this presentation and be able to talk properly without, anything in my way. People with Parkinson's would not be able to do that. And hopefully, like again, I said, we can do better. We can, further research to help hopefully one day find a cure for this disease and be able to just give a better understanding and and hopefully save future lives, people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Now, I appreciate everyone watching this proposal. I hope you are able to hopefully, take back and really see that this is such an important topic that we all need to know. And hopefully one day you can do research and hopefully maybe find a cure for Parkinson's disease. Now, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.